I mean, you are not going to be brainwashed to like something you're in unless you beginning to like something you're in. You still, a person in prison don't like being in prison. They never develop a liking for being in prison. They just accept the fact that they're there, but they never liked it. So once you began to be on this person's arm, then that put another spin on it. But yeah, she was, you will find that a lot with now she was taken captive by them, but you will find a lot of these groups, cults and militant groups, their members are from well-to-do families. It's like they don't have nothing else to do. That's why they have all that time to be out there doing all of that, wreaking all that havoc, because they don't have nothing to do. They don't have a concern to go to work and feed themselves or whatever, because they have, they have money sitting around. So this is the reason why. So that's very common.
And remember, people, these are our observations and our opinions, right? My opinion and my observation on Patty Hearst. Remember, you have to go research and make your own mind state. Get off the hamster wheel and get out the mindset where they have you walk around like drones and not question anything, and go find out facts and make your own mind state about it. This is my opinion. These are our opinions and observations. My opinions on Patty Hearst was, to me, as the media skeptics, the people who were skeptical about the whole story, I'm skeptical too. Did she get kidnapped, or did she get quote unquote kidnapped, right? And it was already in it. What was their goal? What was the goal of the Symbionese, What was their goal for them to even go in there and rob a bank? What was their goal? What was the goal?
It says here in his manifesto, the Symbionese Liberation Army Declaration of Revolutionary War and Symbionese Program, down under freeze, the name Symbionese is taken from the word symbiosis, and we define it as meaning a body of the we already went over that. So the seven-headed cobra, the freeze was the SLA's only black member. Ooh. His seven-headed SLA Hydrolite Cobra symbol was based on the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. Each head represented a principle of Swahili. Words from these 7 principles are umoja, they mean unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith.
Okay, pause.
The appearance of the symbol.
Wait a minute, pause. You mean to tell me that the media did not tell us that Patty Hearst was on the arm? Was he? Yes, he was an American black, because he was talking about Kwanzaa. He was thinking that one day they were going to, I bet you that this is what you're going to read, that one day they were going to get the money and they were going to go back over to Africa and liberate Africa and have their own city in Africa, like a lot of the people who are running away from what's happening here and talking about they're going to go to Africa. And I say, when you leaving? But anyway, look, that's just a little preface, little insert there. But look, the media made it seem as if it was a white organization, because all they ever showed you were white people. I have never seen a documentary on this where they showed this black guy that was the head of it, that the 7 principles of it was based on Umoja, Nanda, Sumakamalia, Kwanzaa, right? So this is interesting. We are bringing facts that you can go research, people. Unbelievable. You have brought something that I did not know, because the media never covered it as such, because she is Caucasian, and they didn't want you to know that she was laying with an American black man that had the 7-headed cobra that was based on Kwanzaa. So continue. And she was brainwashed, and the big black monstrous buck had his hands all over me.
Now, listen to this. The political symbiosis DeFries describes means the unity of all left-wing struggles. All left-wing struggles, including feminists, anti-racist, anti-capitalist, and others. Now, what did we read all this week with these different, the different terminologies and the different meanings of the different words, all encompassed one or more of these words as part of their, part of their purpose. Feminism, anti-racism, anti-capitalism, and it says here, and others. So that would encompass everything else we've been talking about all week, right? So DeFries wanted all races, genders, and ages to fight together in a left-wing united front and live together peacefully. He wanted all races, genders, and ages to fight together in a left-wing united front and live together peacefully. Based on the principles of Kwanzaa.
On the principles of Kwanzaa. Keep going. We need to know everything. This is amazing. We are breaking news for a whole new generation that we never got, and that's why Google is your friend.
Now, the appearance of the symbol of the seven-headed cobra on SLA publications indicates that it was copied from the ancient Indian and Sri Lankan seven-headed naga. Carved stones depicting a seven-headed cobra are commonly found near the sluices of the ancient irrigation tanks in Sri Lanka and are believed to have been placed there as guardians of the water. The particular graphic of the seven-headed cobra used by the SLA may have been copied from an illustration of the Lost Continent of Mu by James Churchward. Let's see. Then it goes on to go further into this particular article, goes further into the kidnapping of Patty Hearst and the murder of a couple of its members and all of that.
Okay, so look, people. So we just found out that Patty Hearst was getting some, as Mick Jagger say, brown sugar. You make me feel so good. Anyway, people, so look. Why are we constantly on this repetitious hamster wheel? Why are we constantly on the hamster wheel? Why are we galloping on the hamster wheel? I'm using my hands because I'm not in there. Why are we on the hamster wheel, paddling on the hamster wheel? Why are we constantly seeing the same situation rising again and again and again? Why are we constantly seeing this happen? Why are we constantly on this same hamster wheel thinking that what's happening today in 2020 didn't happen in 1970, didn't happen in 1950, didn't happen in 1930, didn't happen in 1910, Why are we constantly on this hamster? This is information that is there, but the outlets and the media outlets do not tie together. But I bet you after this show, they will be tying this together. I'll give it about 2 to 3 weeks. They'll be bringing up the Symbionese and Symbionese amalgamation army with the seven-headed and saying it is kind of the same of what's going on with these 7 right here. Now, here's the next question about the 7. So we know that they are rich. They come from wealth. They're not rich. They come from wealthy families who set them up. All they have to do is go to college, get a degree, and then be a people who are, they never did anything to get the wealth, but the wealth will be an inheritance to them, and they can't in their mind rationalize, and they feel sorry for having wealth. That is a problem, people. If people are sorrowful about having wealth and feel that their people, their own people, are doing. That's what Little Fires Everywhere is about, and we're going to be discussing this in this situation this Sunday on the Film Review, on the Film Review Live channel at 5:30. We're going to be discussing this because this is exactly what Little Fires Everywhere is about. So on our show this Sunday at 5:30 Pacific, right? 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern on the Film Review Live channel, we're going to be talking about this more in depth, breaking down the show and breaking down these 7 as the reports come out. Now, here's the question I'm going to ask you, Tanya. What is the chance that this arrest of these 7, because these organizations are loosely connected, but because a lot of the Caucasians that are in them are wealthy, they're able to travel and meet up, and they know who each other are before they put on the bandanas and the masks and the helmets and dress in all black and have the baseball bats and have the anti mace formulas that they put together. They have all this. What are the chances that this arrest of these 7, as they are interrogated and they are threatened with prison time to get a deal, to make a deal to not do time, how many of them do you think are going to roll and tell organizational secrets and organizers in the different cities, especially in Portland and Minnesota, the state of Minnesota, and in Philadelphia, the city of Philadelphia, and also the ones that are organizing in upstate New York and all around the United States and maybe around the globe, being that this anarchist, anti-racist, anti-chauvinist, anti-etc., etc., have ties to European organizations. What is the odds that this arrest will bring an end to what's happening as far as the, not protest, but anarchy for this time, like it always happens every time?
I would think in this case the chances are slim and none, because number one, they are not going to serve any long periods of time for anything.